Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany, and on this channel we talk about the false beliefs taught to women inside of the church, and we also shine a light on problematic Christian influencers. So if any of that resonates with you, go ahead and like this video, share with a friend, and always be sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to receive videos 12 to 24 hours early and exclusive content, you can find all of that on my Patreon, and everything is in the description box below. Today, we're going to kind of see what Brittanydawn has been up to. I know a lot of my content has involved the Micah Miller investigation. So this week, I'm starting to do potentially, my idea is one Micah Miller video, just because, as we know, there are so many things that continue to come out like on a daily basis. So I really want to try to like catch up with that. And then our normal video, so we can, just kind of breathe and just get back to normal content. So today we are going to talk about Brittanydawn and what's been going on with her, because the last video that we watched together was entitled Things Are Moving Fast, because they had fertility appointments, but the video before that said that they're adopting. So I'm not entirely sure which one, if they're doing both at the same time, which is a little nuts. But we're going to watch a few of these videos, and if you've seen the adoption video and the Things Are Moving Fast video, like, they're not even 10 minutes long. And like I said before, she's going to try to, in my opinion, she's going to try and make every little step content, because if every little step is content, that means that's more money for her because of the views. Like, one of these videos is three of these videos are less than 4 minutes. That's silly. Just wait and make it a big, that's so stupid to me. So we're gonna watch her tell her friend that they're adopting, which in my like, oh my god, in my opinion, I feel like you shouldn't necessarily come out and tell everybody that you're adopting right out of the get, like, and then we'll see why. I haven't watched their latest video that they put on uh it's Brittany's YouTube channel, on her channel, and it's entitled Heartbroken, Our Failed Adoption. So frustrating. So frustrating, because, as I said, she will make every little thing content. This didn't even have to be a topic to talk about. You could have said, we're trying to adopt, and or not said anything, and then, but now she's going to attract women, mostly women, to her YouTube, because, heartbroken. We couldn't adopt. And she's already told everybody they're adopting a baby girl. They literally called it paper adopt. What did they call it? But whatever. We'll see it. Let's just get into this. I am going to have to like speed, like put it on 2 speed or whatever, because I think everything has music and I don't want to be copyrighted. So we're just gonna have to figure it out. Here we go.
What? I just feel like everything is moving so fast.
This says, we completed our home study upon deciding to move forward with the adoption process, and shortly after got matched with a baby and birth mom. This video is a collection of moments that we got to share the exciting news with some of our loved ones. Again, getting matched is wonderful, like, cool. But I wouldn't necessarily tell anybody until you had the legal paperwork done. Not like the very, very first steps. I think the very, very first steps, I mean, obviously, like the back paperwork and whatever, is, oh, you got matched with a birth mom. Yeah, so they're telling everybody they got matched with a birth mom, but they haven't even done the paperwork yet for the adoption. So it's not even set in stone yet. Why, other than wanting to create content to monetize it, why would you tell people?
What do we have to do?
Let's do our home study.
Yeah, for a nugget.
all about our lives.
For adoption. We're about to do home study for adoption. It's real.
It's real.
It's really happening.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Hello.
Can she not read the room? Can she not read the energy of her husband and like he doesn't want the camera in his face? As he shouldn't, but he doesn't want the camera in his face explaining to everybody their whole entire life. Like
And welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for this video. It feels like it's going to be the sweetest collection of memories of just telling our friends and our
this is one thing that family vloggers, we've talked about it before, family vloggers say, oh, I just want like a video, oh, what did she just say, of memories. It's like a memory book of videos. That's beautiful. You can have that. Don't share it with the freaking public. It's such a justification that you're trying to make to yourself to put yourself out there on social media, because you don't have to do this. You're the one wanting to do this. You're the one wanting to put your child on the internet for monetization, for monetary gain, in my opinion. Because you're a content creator, it's your job. Absolutely. I understand that. It's my job too. However, I keep my children and my grandbaby safe. We don't post that shit. Like it is so frustrating, because the only people who say, oh, we just want to make a video diary of our life so we can look back on, are family vloggers, are the ones who are trying to justify putting their child on the internet. It's stupid.
and our loved ones that we are moving forward with adoption, that we did get matched with a birth mom, which was one of the most exciting moments of our life. Also nerve-wracking, also terrifying, a lot of them.
And I think the only reason, I'm sure I've said it before, that the only reason why she wants to have these adoption, like telling her friends in a cute way, is for content. Absolutely. Why can't we just do this in the privacy of your own home? Why can't you do it in a sweet way to your friends? And then sure, you can record it, but you don't have to upload it, because the uploading part is the monetization, is the money.
And that we had never truly experienced before in that capacity. We got matched with our birth mom days into the month of March. And then we were literally turning around and leaving for a trip to Colorado for my birthday with my best friends. And there was no way we were going to keep that a secret from them. So that's what you guys are about to see.
In March, we went to Breckenridge with our best friends for an early birthday celebration. Jordan and I knew they would pick up on something big going on in our life, so we thought, what a better time to tell them, and we did. What a terrible sentence.
Okay, we are in Breckenridge. I'm whispering because they can probably hear if I talk too loud, but we're about to tell Hannah and all the girls that we are adopting. We're so excited. I feel like it just feels weird. Like I don't think it's in.
Paper pregnant. That's what they say. It's so gross.
But we're going to show them the sonogram about the baby that we are going to be adopting. What's going on? So we wanted to tell you, hold tight, that we are officially paper pregnant.
Oh!
I just don't get it. Why would you tell your friends when you're not 100% certain and you haven't done paperwork yet? Like you haven't, or like you don't even have the baby. You haven't even visited the birth mother. Like I don't, other than, again, making content, why would you do this?
Sorry, I feel like I need to tell y'all.
No,
Wait.
Stop. Hold on. What?
We are officially paper pregnant. We're not.
Do you see how many phones are out of how, I mean, I can understand having kind of one propped up so we can get reactions so you can look back at them. I do that. That's fine. I think that's great. You always want to see everybody's reaction. But everybody was like, oh, no, wait. And then they got their phone in their face. I think it's so disingenuous and just not real. And that sucks. And the term paper pregnant is freaking weird.
Paper pregnant? I was so confused.
That's what they call it.
I was like, what does that mean?
Right. If you looked at some of those girls' faces when he said paper pregnant, they were like, What? Like, because nobody uses that term.
You're going to want to, here, make space for this real quick.
What?
You're going to want to open this real quick.
Hold on, but
Did I tape it too hard?
you're fine. Put the heavy duty tape on there. Is it flat?
Pretty.
No way.
Well,
She's not
I'm
pregnant.
not pregnant. We're adopting.
Oh my lord.
I got to surprise 2 of the women in my life who are a part of the Hazel and Lane team, one of which is the one who initially led us to this adoption agency, which again is probably a Christian adoption agency. And now that I'm thinking about it, which the video of the adoption, falling through, this is just an assumption. This is what I'm wondering. If it's a Christian adoption agency and nothing was like legally binding of them actually adopting this little girl, I wonder if it was a teenage girl getting pregnant and she at first was like, yes, like I want to adopt my baby. But as soon as she was getting the sonograms and going to the OB and all those things, she took it back and was like, not took the baby back, like took the verbal commitment back and saying like, no, like I want my baby. Which, if that's the case, good on her. Keep your baby for sure. If that's what you feel like you're led to do. But I wonder if that's kind of the story that we have, because that's just a scenario.
You to help me get the nursery set up and a birth hospital bag because we got matched with a birth mom a week ago from the adoption agency that you.
I surprised one of my sweet friends with baby clothes from Hazel and Lane for her little one that's on the way. I placed the sonogram of the baby we got matched with underneath the baby clothes, and this was her reaction. Her sentence structure is so bad. It is so obnoxiously terrible. And I don't like that she's telling like some of her friends just by a sonogram, because everybody knows they're going through infertility and this whole journey with IUI and adopting. So it's like, oh, here's a sonogram. Oh, but that's not, I'm not pregnant. We're just adopting. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it.
Wow.
No, you're not good. That's good. You're right.
Oh my gosh.
This guy's got a better wardrobe than I do
Thank
already.
you. He does. Look at this.
Man.
He does.
Hey, you don't have to go too hard on that.
This is so cute. We're adopting.
Whoa, wow. Oh, man. Congratulations, buddy. That's awesome. Thank you.
I was like, oh my god.
They're going to be friends.
Did you hear what she just said? I knew it was a girl. The Lord told me I should have texted you. That's what she just said. So now it's like, oh, the Lord told your friend that y'all were adopting before you found out. But guess what? The adoption fell through. So, yikes. Alright, over that. Okay, I lied. Let's watch this one. It's called Meeting the Birth Mom.
Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be just a super informal update because things are happening fast. We're meeting the birth mother tonight, and we got matched. Today was that?
Was,
like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. We got matched 2 weeks ago. And it just feels like a lot's happening really quickly, but that's how God works. And we're going to sit down and film a whole like adoption testimony because this just came out of left field,
Yeah, it's great.
to be honest.
How is it coming out of left field when like you went to the adoption agency? You know what I mean? Like it would make more sense if it was like, oh man, came out of left field, if a girl who was pregnant just came up to you and was like, hey, do you want to adopt my baby? And you're like, oh my God, and like this was out of left field. But like you took the necessary steps to adopt a child. Like I understand that it can take a long while to like adopt a child. Like I understand that. But the way that they make it seem, in my opinion, is very like, oh, this really came out of nowhere. It's like, okay, all right.
Are you nervous? I feel like a lot of things, honestly.
Yes, I was about to say this, yes. nervous, excited, expectant, hopeful, a lot of things. But it'll be really good to meet her and take her to dinner and get to love on her.
And to love on her and to exploit the shit out of her and her child.
Yeah, and originally she wanted to meet us at the hospital at the birth, but she changed her mind, and we're just really grateful for the opportunity to meet her. I mean, just the selflessness, and I feel like I have such a heart for her already, and I haven't even met her yet. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So many emotions. I've cried this week. I've laughed with joy. I've cried tears of joy this week. I've worried this week. I've been anxious this week. I've been feeling like I'm sitting on pins and needles this week. But what's been so beautiful is that in this unknown, like in this waiting, I feel like it's, at least for me, I don't want to speak for you, but for me, it's drawn me deeper with the Lord, like significantly deeper with the Lord. I feel like I've been like a walking house of prayer. I'm not even trying to make a joke with that. Like, that's like literally what it's felt like, because every time I leave that place of just dwelling in God's promises and how He is our peace, He is our comfort, He is our joy, I get anxious and I start getting in my head and I start worrying and I start thinking of all these things. What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? What if there's just, right? Like, there's so many unknowns in this process, and it's been my
Definitely feel like this process is taking me deeper, and just talk about a situation that you have zero control over, and having to grow in that faith that this is what He has for us. Up until now, it's been so easy.
It's getting harder.
It's getting harder. The waiting,
anticipation,
but also just having no say in anything, no ability to come, to protect her or the baby or anything like that. There's no other thing to do besides have faith in the Lord.
Yeah,
and
trust that He's guiding her footsteps and He's orchestrating the story. And yeah, it's wild. And we don't know how long we're gonna keep this a secret. I know I can probably count on both my hands the amount of people that know.
I need to pause it because I don't want her to. Okay, so here's the deal. Even if there's no music, I'll take this time to pause just to say this. If there's no music in the background, if I let it play for just too long, she can copyright. So I'm gonna. I've noticed that I've done that in the past, but I don't really have that much to say, and I just kind of let them speak and then come back out and talk about it. I need to pause it a little more. I understand that that's kind of annoying, but I don't want to be penalized for that. I don't want her to copyright me.
And so we really don't know when we're even going to post this, but what we do know is that we're grateful.
Why does she keep saying that? I'm going to film it, but I just don't know if I'm going to post it. Then why film it?
The opportunity to meet her tonight, it could make me weep, because I just feel like God is redeeming so much. Like, He's bringing up so many beautiful things right now in our life and in our ability to become parents, and we're just grateful. We're really grateful with all of it, and God is not a God of coincidence. Like, He is very timely. He is a very detailed Father. And
all right, I'm over it. We have HSG Appointment Day, which is the IUI stuff, and then changes before IUI. Round 1 is another video. We don't need to get into that. All we need to know is that they're trying to adopt and do an IUI at the same time. Like, that's okay. So preparing the nursery, I think we're gonna watch that, and then the Heartbroken one.
Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. I can't believe I'm even making this video. It feels wild to even say that this is happening. But tonight I am in the nursery, just kind of really organizing things and getting things ready, because baby girl is arriving literally any day, which is just as wild to even think about. So I am going through all the drawers, just really making sure that everything is ready for her. I guess technically this would mean I'm nesting. I've been cleaning the house all day. I'm not feeling the greatest today.
Do you remember when she was fostering, which that season didn't last very long, but when she was fostering, she said, like, she was making content as if she had been a mom for like 70, 100 years. You know what I mean? And she created content obviously just around that child, but mom hack, have you been peed on before? It's like, well, yeah, little baby boy, of course. What are you doing? But then what else did she do? She started saying mom brain, and this is just the mom fuck whatever, which I guess I can give her some grace, because she, as far as I know, she was never really raised around a lot of children. And this was just a baby that came into their lives, and they kind of had to figure out how to take care of this baby, with each other. And I mean, that is a lot. So, I mean, I guess you could call it mom, but that's not why women say mom brain. That's the hormonal stuff. That's the being pregnant and maybe forgetting, and that's, I don't know. She just wants to, in my opinion, she wants to be a mom so bad that she's just gonna use the lingo of what moms use, and it's so obnoxious.
I just took it super easy today, and I've been getting things ready for when we get that phone call. I'm throwing out all the old baby bottles and pacifiers that we have, and we're starting with fresh new ones because that is what you're supposed to do. Also, this
I hope we continue to see that dog in her videos and it just doesn't randomly disappear, or the vibes are off and the dog goes away.
sign we're going to put either we are adopting or no bump, still pumped. We are adopting, something like that for tomorrow's photo shoot, which is just
That is almost as bad as the live, laugh, love. Thankful, blessed. That's terrible. Don't do that.
saying because technically you guys are not going to see this video for like another month or two, maybe longer, and we're shooting tomorrow and that vlog will be going live literally next week. So it's weird to even think about this.
No baby carrier.
Tack to dad, baby carrier. I don't know how it works. We got to figure that out.
Dude, I know that a lot of people on Reddit give give Brittany and Jordan shit for having so much tactical gear, but like we do too. Like, and we did even before my husband was in the military. Like, where's my backpack? Oh, it's on here. My backpack is a tactical backpack. His backpack is a tactical backpack. We both have tactical pants. And the harness for Jackson is a tactical harness. I mean, calm down. Like, we love tactical stuff. Like, that's just who we are, what we do. But that is one thing that I can get behind here is the tactical gear. Absolutely, 100%.
Here, you're gonna let this in your thing, the changing match. So you can tag off of that. You want this too? This is like if you need to put could be closed.
Oh, is it?
It's like a waterproof tactical fanny pack. A tactical white pouch. Okay, I think we got as much done as we can for just what it is. Waiting. There's so many emotions. There's so much that I am just strollers ready, car seats.
Okay, she's just gonna talk more. I'm getting anxious. And now we're gonna watch the video of Heartbroken, our failed adoption. Okay, the description said, it would be easier to sit here and question God, but with our broken hearts, even still, we are trusting his timing. None of it makes sense to us, but we have an overwhelming peace that he is not done. We love you all so much. Please be kind in the comments as our hearts are tender. Then why put it on the internet? Like, if you are so cautious of, oh, please be nice to me, our hearts are tender, don't put it out on the internet. Don't, because nobody, okay, though bullying, harassment, of course, we can all agree those are not good things. But nobody, how am I saying this? Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you to just be nice because my heart hurts. Nobody owes you that. You're the one who decided to track this memory, like these memory videos for the whole entire world to see, when you could have maybe told your friends, maybe not, like, who knows, waited a week and be like, oh, damn, that failed. Why are you doing all of the, like, for monetary gain? That is the answer. It is still my opinion, but I think that is the answer. There's no other reason why to do it. So we're going to watch this video, and then we're going to jump on her TikTok and just go through some of her cringy videos. But I'm anxious to know what happened.
Dog sitters, bags packed, planning to stay at the hospital.
I remember getting outside and just you looking at me, and I just broke down because it felt like we were so close to the promise.
For a woman, for somebody who lives in this, there's never a coincidence, which I can, maybe. There's never a coincidence. There's a reason for everything. It's going to be difficult to say without sounding like an asshole. Do you think that there is a reason as to why things continue to fall through for you when it comes to acquiring a child either through another woman or yourself? Do you think? Like, I understand that God has said, you're gonna have a child, whatever. But if we remember, God also told your friend that you were adopting this child, and she said, "Oh, you should have trusted my spirit. I should have texted you." That's not happening. Like, how many times does somebody have to fail at something to receive, like, okay, maybe this just isn't for me, and I accept that and whatever. Like, it would be different if things were, I don't know how to say this without whatever, but I don't know. Maybe there are so many steps that you're taking that it keeps failing. Why? If you are the person, which we'll also see in some of the TikTok videos, that she she looks for the spiritualization, she looks for the, well, God's telling me something in everything. What about this? Right? Like, what's the difference here?
I think we can both say that this is a video that we never thought we would have to make. As you guys know by the title of this video, our adoption fell through. I debated, like I said, on even sharing this because we are still moving forward with adoption. But I just feel like it's my job as someone with a platform to share that it's not all sunshine and rainbows and it's not a cakewalk. The truth is, in adoption, you're the second best option. And the birth mom has her right to change her mind at any point. Everything was going as planned. The baby girl actually arrived and we got the call and went to the hospital with our diaper bag packed and everything that we were supposed to bring.
Made it all the way to the waiting room of labor and delivery, and we waited for several hours, actually. Best way to say it is, like, in the 11th hour, she changed her mind, which she has every right to do.
And honestly, like, you are emotionally invested and financially invested and your whole life is invested. I mean, for us, it would have been a complete lifestyle change. And we were willing to take that risk. And it was vulnerable and it was scary, but we trust that God has a plan for us. And
I mean, to be quite honest, that's a little shitty. Love me, hate me. But though I am glad that that mother was like, you know what? No, this is my kid. Like, I can do it, whatever. Which we don't know the situation. Hopefully, it's a very, very good one, and she has support. However, I do have to say, it is shitty for Brittany and Jordan, and that does suck. In saying that, this is a Christian adoption agency, which means I'm pretty naive to the adoption, like, outlay of, like, how it works. But in a secular adoption agency, I feel as though they wouldn't be able to make that decision, like, after the finances, after all of the things that the other couple has to do in order to pay for the adoption and to acquire the child. Like, that is all investment time, what they're saying, finances, emotional, all those things. So I don't think, could be totally wrong. If I am, please let me know. But I don't think, if it's like a secular one, like, paperwork has already been done, legally binding things have already been done. So I don't think at the 11th hour, when the baby is finally out, she can say, like, "Oh no, she's mine now." Like, I think it's already legally done. Please let me know if that's how it is, or even in secular, it's like Russian roulette maybe, like, secular adoption agencies, you just don't know until the baby comes out and she's like, "Oh my god, like, I do want to keep her." So you're like, Russia, like, I don't know which one, if we get it, or I don't know if we get the baby, or the mom's gonna say at the very, very last minute. But I don't think that's how that works all of the time, because also courts are involved, just the legal system is involved. But when it comes to a Christian adoption agency, that stuff may not even be involved, which is, you know, suspicious and a little sketchy at times, because, like I said, I'd imagine that this mom is a teen and could be a single mom, and she had her baby and was like, I can't do it. I can't part with it, which, like they were saying, she has every right to want to keep the baby. However, if it was a secular adoption agency, I feel as though there would be legal binding documents already signed, notarized, whatever, to where she wouldn't be able to do that. That is just an assumption. I'm not 100% positive, but it does suck for that. But I guess that's the risk that I don't know, man. There's so many different thoughts on this, I guess.
I'm sharing all this without crying, because when I talk about it, I do get emotional. We have taken a little bit of time to process this and just really seek the Lord on it. Of course, like when you go through a failed adoption, like you question, is this what God wants for us? But honestly, like we have no doubt in our minds that we are called to adoption. And so we're going to continue to step forward in faith that he does have a child for us out there. We got some calls this morning from our agency, and there's definitely a few birth moms that are on our radar, or we're on their radar. And so we're just praying for the Lord to lead us to the right one.
I feel like we've run the gamut of emotions, of sadness and anger, and even there's been some happiness in it. It's weird to say.
It's like a peace.
It's hard to say.
Like you have peace that God, I think it's Holy Spirit.
I think we have that peace. That's what I was just about to say, is I think that we have certain levels of peace in this situation because we know that he is in control and that everything is in his timing and in his perfect plan. And that little girl wasn't for us and we weren't for her. I can't stress enough how close we were. Dog sitters, bags packed, planning to stay at the hospital.
I think that's what makes it so hard is like, I remember like when we left the hospital and I was just fighting everything to hold back tears and just trying to be strong. Yeah. I was in shock, but just trying to be strong because again, like we knew that this was a risk. We knew that this could happen. We knew that this does happen very often. And
what? That happens often? Again, if you are not naive and ignorant as I am when it comes to adoption, does this happen often? Where the parents that want to adopt the child are going to the hospital and quite literally in the 11th hour when the baby comes out, it's like, oh, I don't know if we're going to take a baby home or not because the mom might want it. Does that happen often, or are they just referring to Christian adoption agencies, which I think that's what they're referring to?
I knew that we're the second option. We're not the first option. We're not entitled to a child. Like none of that. We don't believe any of that. We believe that we are just merely a vessel. And if that mom chooses us, it's a blessing. And I remember getting outside and just you looking at me and I just broke down because it felt like we were so close to the promise and then it just didn't happen. And so I'm believing in faith that he's doing a good thing. I believe that he is going to do a good thing with our adoption journey and with our fertility journey. And that alone has been
and I'll record every little bit of it, but I may not post it, but I'm still going to record it.
a roller coaster of just trying to get pregnant.
Yeah, so if you feel called to adoption, if you're looking into adoption, don't let this discourage you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for wanting to do this because it
would have been easy.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows, and there's tough times, there's trying times for sure. Not every adoption journey is just falls into place and it's just easy. And so, our agency's behind us. These are wonderful ladies.
They check in on us every week.
It is interesting to me that they never say the name of it because I was just thinking, I'm like, man, I really want to look into this adoption agency. But I don't think that they say the name of it. But if they do, I'll look into it. But it's very strange that they don't say it.
In all the time.
I had a call. My phone was ringing a few days ago at like 8 a.m. and then this morning my phone's ringing again at like 7:30, and they're just checking on our hearts because they understand. They understand, one, that this is very common, but they also understand how devastating it can be for the adoptive families too. And so
nothing happened other than she just changed her mind. And like we said, Britt and I both believe that she has every right to do that. And if anything, I hope that that was the right decision for her and for the baby. And yeah, we literally continue to pray for her and pray for the baby, and so do our families. We still feel called to adoption, and we're just praying and believing that the Lord's going to bring that right situation along for us, and we'll step right into that fully.
It would have been easy to not share the heartbreak of this, but you guys know by now that like we've been very transparent on our journey to parenthood, and I know that this is encouraging to a lot of you guys that are also walking the same walk, and you're not alone. I know it can feel very isolating. I have spent more times than not in this nursery crying, literally just last night. It's like falling in that nursery chair. Like it's just God's timing. I'm believing that when he makes you wait, it's because he has a very good thing for you.
Pray for us.
Walking through some heartbreak along the way and believing that God is leading us to the right child, and he knows the hour and the day in which that'll happen.
Yep, and we're in the interim choosing joy every day, even when it's hard. That's it.
Oh, you know what just crossed my mind? I wonder if that birth mom, just another, whatever. But I wonder if okay, number one, I wonder if they actually met with her. I feel like if they did, she would have made a video saying, oh my goodness, she's such a sweet friend now. I have a heart for her. Blah, blah, blah. But since she didn't, I wonder if they just didn't meet. But then it makes me wonder if the birth mom did her research on these two gremlins, and that's why she was like, hell no, my kid's not going with them. That is just an assumption. Nobody really knows. So let's go to Brittanydawn's TikTok. We're going to go through some of her videos. Obviously, we know that there's a lot of music behind all of this shit, so I probably won't be able to play all of it, or I'll speed it up, or I don't know, whatever. We're just going to talk about this because again, she talks about her infertility and all that shit. She hasn't posted, oh, we're not adopting anymore. She hasn't posted anything in regards to that, which I would put my paychecks on that she most definitely will. This one. To the baby who made me a mom, even though you're no longer with us, happy first birthday. Oh my God. She still is monetizing the miscarriage. When you get to heaven and God said, someone has been waiting for you. Obviously, she goes into the nursery and cries some more. I cannot. Okay. When I saw this for the first time, it says who he thinks he's protecting, who he's really protecting. I was like, who is that child? And why did she Google a little child? And then I was like, wait, no, it's her. Big dummy head. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas who have gone through loss and have a baby waiting for them in heaven. I hate this look. I hate that. Okay, hold on. I hate this. I hate her. Hold on, let me see if I can do it. Hold on, let me watch it one more time and see if I can do it. She does this. Let's do it together, Brittany. Let's do it together, Brittany. Let's see if I can do it. Did I do it? I hate it. Nobody does this in real life. Nobody looks like this in real life. Nobody sits there and ponders like that. Nobody does it. It's so gross and I hate it. Okay, this is the same video telling some of our friends that we're adopting. We're not going to watch that again. Things I've learned in a healthy relationship. Fertility appointment. She had to take a test. Okay, this one is okay. Calm down. She had to take a test to make sure that she was not pregnant before her actual infertility appointment. Everything, in my opinion, is very. It's okay. It's okay. We can do it. It's very performative, is the word I'm looking for. And those glasses also are the dumbest glasses I've ever seen in my life, and they look absolutely stupid. So I want us to look at this first comment. Sarah was 80 when she got pregnant. When the time is right, God works. Let's talk about Sarah and Abraham, okay? Abraham and Sarah were extremely old to have children, but God promised Sarah, like, yes, I'm going to give you a child. I'm going to give you a child. But Sarah was getting impatient, and so she told Abraham to sleep with their maidservant so she could mother that baby, okay? Which is so funny because when they say Sarah was 80 and let's be like Sarah, would you tell your husband to sleep with another woman? Why don't we tell that full story? So the maidservant has a child, but then Sarah also gets pregnant. So now they have two, right? So I think I wish they would tell the full story because I don't want to be really like Sarah. I don't want my man sleeping with somebody else and impregnating her. No, absolutely not.
How does the devil know what to bring you? Because you keep saying it out loud. Remember, God is omniscient. He knows everything. The devil isn't. Listen to me. Everything the devil knows about you, you taught him. Everything the devil knows about you, you taught him by what you said out loud, by how you responded to the circumstance. That's why the Bible says, be still and know that I'm God, because the devil doesn't understand anything that isn't spoken. You want to learn? You want me to show you how to keep the devil out of your business? Shut up.
So there are women in the comments who are like, so I was just thinking about this, but the pastor will tell us to pray out loud to yell it. So do we pray out loud or not? It is actually scriptural to pray quietly, essentially. Somebody said, be afraid to pray out loud if you feel, be afraid to pray out loud if you feel led to do so, because you will be tested or tempted regardless, but God wants your focus on him and not the oh my God, with the fears of the world. Lord, that's why it's good to speak in tongues. Someone else says, then why does the devil mess with our thoughts? If so, can somebody explain? Does this mean not to pray out loud? Which is this is the problem with Brittany's influence, is because whatever she puts on TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, there are hundreds of women, of girls who think what Brittany does and or says is the truth, is the way of what you should be doing. So they ask, "Oh, should I not be praying out loud? Should I not be should I do just speak in tongues? Should I not be blah blah blah?" So they are conforming their lives to what Brittany is doing because they think that she's got it all figured out, and that's freaking nutty.
Okay, so has anyone else noticed this about eggs lately? If I'm not getting them from our ranch, which usually we do if we run out and I don't have time to go up and get eggs from our own chicken coop, I will get cage-free pasture-raised eggs. These are from Trader Joe's, and I know this isn't normal. All 3 of these eggs had double yolks. And then this was yesterday when I was trying to make eggs for myself, all of which were double eggs minus this one. That's not normal. And just for kicks and giggles, we're gonna throw 1 more in this batch to see if it's also a double yolk. Oh, y'all, you can't tell me that this is normal. Okay, so has anyone else?
Okay, this is what I was referring to when Brittany thinks that God is speaking to her through everything. The caption says, "Is God trying to speak to me about something because this doesn't seem normal?" Okay, is it quite rare to get a double oak yegg? Sure, it is quite rare. However, if the hens are extremely young and they're new to laying eggs and they're essentially trying to get the hang of it, it is known for them to be double yolk. So this could have been a coop full of very, very young hens. But to her, it's like, God's telling me something for sure. But like the farmers are just like, oh, new chickens, here we go. New hens, come on, girls, lay them eggs. And she's like, God's totally telling me something. No, they're probably just very, very young chickens. Silly ranch girl. What the hell? Okay, the sweetest names. It's so really, really strange that she's Christian names for baby girls, Christian names for baby boys. I don't know, dude. At this point, oh my god, I can't stand it. At this point, I think she has quite literally put a child, put motherhood, in my opinion, above God, and just as her idol and as superior to quite literally anything and everything else, because that's all that her content is. And what's going to be that next thing? It makes me wonder, once she has a child, because I think they're going to wind up with a baby somehow. What's going to be the next thing? Is it going to be a second kid? Is it going to be a third or a fourth? Because God told me, God put it on my heart to have 7, 8, 9, 10 children like Carissa Collins. She is saying that she is so called to be a mom, but when she has this child, depending on if it's adoption, through IUI, whatever, what's going to be that next thing? Well, God told me if she gets pregnant, naturally, will God really put it on my heart that we need to be adopting or foster parents again? And then they'll do that. Well, God told me that, I'm going to have twins because I got a double yolk in my egg for breakfast. Okay, you have twins. Oh, God told, you know what I'm saying? Like, when is that going to end? If it ever ends. Like, it's the next thing, I feel like. God closed your womb because you're not capable of being a mother. What does this caption say? Some days I don't know how to show up on here as of lately, because more often than not, I have moments that look like this. And if I'm not careful with guarding my heart, it can start to feel humiliating that we don't have a child yet. Oh, so now you're just trying to get a kid because you feel embarrassed that you don't have one? Cool. No is an answer too, which it is true. It is very true. God, close your womb because you're not capable of being a mother. You must be living in sin because God would have blessed you with a baby by now. That's a shitty comment. Or perhaps God is allowing me and entrusting me with this pain for something far more beautiful than anything I could pray for or comprehend. Perhaps God is doing a new thing, a good thing that only in His perfect timing will make sense. If there's one thing I've learned from almost 3 years of TTC, it's the delay. It's that delay is not denial, and our deepest pain always births our greatest calling. Okay. Dude, I don't. I don't. I don't. I'll be honest with you. 100% of my empathy and my compassion go out the window when content creators record themselves crying and post it. I absolutely hate it. Okay, the very last one that we're gonna do, I just recorded. I just recorded like half of this, and for some reason it didn't record, so we're gonna have to do it again. So, this one. Oh, y'all, this one. Okay, so quickly, if you remember sometime last year, I'll put the video in the description box below so you can go watch it if you're not too keen on it or you just don't really understand what I'm talking about. There was a TikTok creator last year, I think it was last year. Her name on TikTok is Infertilitalk, and her name is Danica, and her whole entire TikTok is about infertility. Well, our good friend Brittanydawn here used her audio on TikTok of her voiceover that because okay, so when I put this on TikTok and YouTube, people were like, well, aren't you able to use other people's audio? Like that's what it's about. Okay. Yeah, you can. However, Danica made it to where you couldn't use her audio for your stuff. So the only way that you'd be able to use her voiceover is if you saved the video, took it to another app, extracted the audio, and used it on your video, making it to where it's original content to you, right? So if somebody were to use this audio now, it would say original Brittanydawn, and it looks like she got the audio somewhere else. But the biggest issue, what was that in itself, but she never contacted Danica to ask for permission, and she also never tagged her. Well, she didn't tag her initially in the post, which she should have done it in the post. But it took Danica reaching out to Brittany several times saying, hey, this is my audio. Why did you use it? And Brittany came up and said something like, oh, I loved it so much. We're on our infertility journey too. I'll tag you in the comments. So after like hundreds of freaking comments, she says, creator at Infertilitalk. But obviously it's pushed down because it should have been, okay, permission for one, and then it should have been in the caption. So one day ago, Brittany posts another TikTok, and nearly 3 years later, with 2 babies in heaven, I'm standing here in faith that a supernatural shift is going to take place, that my womb will be a garden and not a grave, that in the right timing, God will do a new thing, just like He did for Hannah, just like He did for Sarah. There's zero tag of Infertilitalk, and she used the audio again without saying shit about the original creator. My sympathy and compassion for this woman is a whopping 0. I'd like to film absolutely everything, for one thing, for y'all, but to just utterly exploit this just precious thing that's supposed to be between you and your husband, you and your loved ones, and just posting it all for like the world to see. Like I could not even imagine. Like I guess I feel more sorry for Jordan than I do for Brittany, because he's just like, I don't want life out in the open. But then I also don't feel bad for him because he knew what he was getting himself into when he started dating her. It's all just a big bleh. Anywho, so y'all let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Again, I'll put that video in the description box, and please let me know if there's anything that y'all want me to react to. Also put it in the comments below. I look forward to seeing that, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.